All right, everyone, let's try some more work with the Symmetry function in your Sketches app. I've set up a folder called Skeletons. Let's see what's inside. I've already started working on it. Notice that we have vertical orientations on these skeletons. So instead of working as we normally do horizontally, I'm going to turn my entire iPad up and down vertical before I open up a new page. Now I would like to start with the line of symmetry. So 3 dots at the top, choose those 2 triangles and make sure that's always activated for this. The fill-in tool that looks like a roller and black, the darkest black. Double tap to fill in the background. Now I'm going to choose the eraser right under that roller. We're going to erase in order to draw. I'm going to start this first one pretty big because I want to show you how to do the skull. The skull is made up of 2 main shapes, a circle and a square. So I'm on the largest point. I'm going to make this pretty big so you can see what I'm doing. I just draw half a circle from the line of symmetry back in again. See, I'm on the largest point. And then under that, vertical, horizontal. So that's kind of like a square shape. Now to separate the face into eyes and nose, start with a horizontal right in the middle. Everything above the horizontal line here is where your brain is protected. And it's also a great place to put decorations if you're going to decorate your skull with flowers and things for El Dia de los Muertos, if that's what you choose to do. All right, now from the intersection of the vertical line of symmetry and that horizontal line, start a diagonal that goes out. And that is your basic separation of eyes and nose. So the nose is sort of a triangular shape. You could come up a little bit in the middle, so it's almost like an upside down heart. And then you could shape the eyes a little bit too. Make them more circular, your eye sockets, or you could leave it having sort of an angry look to it, going down like that. That's kind of an angry skull. Anything you don't like, just go to the upper left corner and touch the undo button, and you could always change your mind. Maybe you don't want it to be so angry, okay? I liked it right there. Okay, for the teeth, put in, let's go to the medium point, put in a line first that goes across the middle to separate top and bottom, and then larger point, you could draw your teeth. You might only have room for a couple on the top, a few on the bottom. Experiment with the different ways you want to do this. That looks good to me. All right, now for the neck, just a couple of horizontal marks, and you've got a neck there. And this is going to help set up for the rib cage. So that's the shoulders are right here. For the rib cage, I don't have much room, so I'm going to use my first name. I'm going to write sideways a letter Z that sits on the line of symmetry. My name starts with a Z. I'm going to make it pretty big there. So that's a Z sideways on the line of symmetry. I know it might look like 2 letter N's, and then an O, and then an E. That's my name. There. All right, so that kind of looks like a rib cage, and I could drop down an arm bone here, like that. Or they could go up, like that, and then I have room for elbows and the hands. Looks like we're doing a dance with our hands in the air here. Some bony fingers. Whatever you like to do. Again, use the undo button if you want to change your mind about something. So I'm going to shrink that down to see what else I've got in here. So here I went a little smaller with the skull, and I was able to fit in the whole body, although we had to sort of scrunch up the legs here like he's squatting. And there's my name again, Z-O-E, and that takes up the entire skeleton's torso. Let's see what else I have. This one, I did start decorating for El Dia de los Muertos with some colorful flowers. Notice here where the flowers come outside of the skull. I'm using the fill-in tool for this. Let me choose a color. Let's choose blue. Now, if I want to make a flower petal that goes outside the skull, you can't see it. See? You see it where it's on the skull, but you don't see it where it's off the skull. So if you want to do anything that comes off of the skull and into your background, erase, oops, always make sure your symmetry tool is on. Erase where it's going to be going. My line of symmetry is helping me get the same thing on both sides. And now I have room for 3 flower petals. Go back to the fill-in tool, that blue, and now I could fit them so they come outside of the skull. If that's what you want to do, you can give your skull a flowery headdress, and that works as well if you want to do anything in the background. You're going to have to erase a spot so you could see the color really well. All right, so I've got a little collection. Oh, and this is my last name, so that's 7 letters. Just experiment with it. The key thing is to draw the skull first, and that's going to determine the rest of the size of your skeleton. So start there and see what you could do. I'll leave you with this one. Oop. Have fun.